Right, so this is the second of a third-part series about Manchester United, potential players in and out over the summer and etc. This part is going to be about the youth of the club and how the future is very bright, despite what maybe performances and arguably results have suggested this season. So it'd be best to start with the players who have made the breakthrough into the team this season. So McNair and Blackett at the back. So McNair 19, Blackett 20. Both came into a difficult environment, a team not playing well, low on confidence, trying to find its identity, lots of different systems. I think they've both done very well, in particular McNair playing right back, centre half. I think I might even be right in saying he played centre midfield for a little bit. Blackett as well, he got sent off against, I'm sure it was Leicester, but beyond that has been very solid. James Wilson also has come into the team. Of course, that came in at the end of last season, scored that wonderful brace against Hull, I believe. Hasn't delivered the goals that maybe fans and myself would have expected, but he has made a big difference to games. Lots of energy, lots of running, lots of pace, and it's very different to the other strikers we have at the club. And like the two I've mentioned, and Januzaj definitely could have a big role to play in the next few weeks, especially if, as it looks, Falcao has absolutely no future at Manchester United. So Wilson does have an important part to play. The other youngster that's made a big impact so far this season is Luke Shaw. That's what you'd expect for £30 million. But his injuries have disrupted the season, but when he has played, he's been very consistent, good at the back, made a lot of charging runs forward, and has been a good outlet for the club, whether it be, or for the team, whether it be at left back or left wing back. Have been very impressed, and hopefully the rest of hopefully soon and in the future he will be able to sort out his fitness issues. Of course, fitness is always an issue for young players. Your body's still adapting from, sounds ridiculous at the age of, he's 19, but you're still adapting to being a boy, 15, 16, and then suddenly you're playing with men, and I think players do pick up injuries easily and it can stunt development. But hopefully he will get over that phase over the summer and he will improve. Of course, some of the other youngsters at the club, Jesse Lingard, he's the oldest of the players I'm going to mention at 22. He's on loan at Derby at the moment. He's definitely a player that Van Gaal rates. He started the first game of the season against Derby, or he's playing for Derby now, sorry, against Swansea. Started well, but unfortunately picked up an injury and hasn't played in the first team since. I think it's clear that Van Gaal has a lot of faith in him, and I think I'd back up that faith. He's an intelligent footballer, good on the ball, and has a lot of pace. Like McNair, I think he definitely could signal the end of Raphael's career at Old Trafford, especially if Van Gaal goes back to the 5 at the back, 3 at the back, whatever you prefer to call it. So the only thing going against Lingard is his age. Like I said, 22. Next season he'll be 23. If he wants to make it a Manchester United, next season is now or never. But definitely has the talent. Another player who could threaten Raphael and potentially Valencia too is Sadi Janko. He's on loan at Bolton. The man is, he's massive. He definitely reminds me of Valencia. Very powerful, lots of pace, and anytime I have seen him play for the reserve team or the under-21 team, I've been really impressed. So definitely has a bright future if given the chance. Of course, Januzaj deserves a mention. Last season we saw all the talent that he has, and he's come back into his own of late. I think a lot of fans would find it hard to argue if he started ahead of Di Maria against Arsenal on Monday. Has been absolutely brilliant of late. Just maybe not so much brilliant, but definitely compared to Di Maria, has made a big difference when he's come on. So I think we all are very aware of Januzaj's talents, and it's just about nurturing it in the right way, and unlike last season, not becoming too reliant on him. The one I am worried about is Pereira, 19 years of age, hasn't got a chance to go out on loan, and is it really is deja vu, but is being linked with Juventus. I think a lot of fans would agree when I say that Pereira is probably the most talented of the players I've just mentioned. Naturally talented, agile player, and a great set piece, greatest free kicks and set pieces in general. Bags of talent, like Pogba, just too much talent. Can't make that mistake again. He has to get signed up for a contract. I don't think he's going to get to play much at Manchester United, just the number 10 role, and we are just littered with number 10s at the moment. But definitely has to get a new contract and sent out on loan somewhere, because he's just too talented to let him leave the club. So I guess what's this all mean at the club? Like I said, we now have McNair, Janko. There's also Valera, who's on loan at Real Castilla, the Madrid second team. There's a lot of new options at right back, which could signal the end for Rafael. I said this in the last video. I think it would be a massive shame for a mistake to let Rafael go, but I think it's inevitable. Clearly, Louis van Gaal does not rate him, and I don't really know what to say. I want him to stay at the club, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think that's the majority of things. Nick Powell, 20 years old. I think, like Zaha, seems to have a poor attitude. I mean, Leicester sent him back on loan, or sent him back from the loan. Didn't seem to rate him very highly. But like Zaha has bags of talent, and he just needs to get his head down. Anytime I have seen him play, I've been very impressed with him. He's got a good presence about him. He's perfectly built for the Premier League. But unfortunately, it would seem that his attitude and just his general commitment might get in the way of any progress at the club. And that is definitely a great shame. But I think overall there's a lot of talent at Manchester United, and the future is very bright. Especially really all over the team. And the team, if even half these players become first team regulars, it's going to save the club a lot of money, and it will help the club keep their identity as a club who promotes youth, and for me I think that's very important. And I suppose that's everything at this stage. I'll just be repeating myself, so thanks for watching, subscribe and share. Thank you.